Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and this is the Air Max 2090. So the Air Max 2090 is a modern interpretation of Air Max 90, and the Air Max 90 is a very popular shoe. So they modernized it. They put a new type of Air Max unit, which looks very similar to the Air Max 270, but it's very different actually. And this shoe's going for 150 bucks. So if you guys do want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box. And let's get started off with the traction. The rubber does look pretty thick, and it's very hard, so it should be durable, and that's probably one of the most important aspects of the outsole for just a casual shoe. There is articulation here in the forefoot so that you can bend your foot a little bit easier. And of course, probably one of the most important aspects about this shoe is the cushioning. So I guess they're using a full length foam here, almost, I guess partially full length, because if you look at it, this white foam that starts here in the forefoot, right? And then it's cut out for the Air Max, and then it kind of continues on into the heel. This foam is incredibly soft and actually bouncy. Nike doesn't specify on their website, like in the spec section, what the foam actually is. It just says springy midsole, and it's definitely springy. It feels incredible. Like there's a lot of compression, but then when you're kind of like jogging a little bit, there's a nice little bounce. It feels pretty similar to React. I'm guessing maybe it's React or maybe Cushion. But then here in the heel, you guys see this ribbed plastic part? This cages the cushion heavily, and it obviously doesn't allow for the cushion to compress as much here in the heel, which sucks. But you can still feel a little bit of compression. Like if you look at the video, if you look at the shot, you can see the heel part actually compress. And if you guys look at the heel, it protrudes out like crazy. And I think that helps as well to compress the heel. So the heel actually isn't that bad. But if you really want to feel the cushioning in the heel, you kind of have to really dig your heel in like this. It's a little harder for me to feel the cushioning here in the heel when I'm just walking around. And then of course you guys are probably wondering about the incredible new Air Max unit, right? And so as you guys can see, there are little pillars in the Air Max unit. The Air Max 270 and the 720, it was just literally plastic and there were no arches. And I really like how it looks. You know, I love how Air Max looks. The air bubble looks really cool, but there's really no point in this. You can't feel the Air Max cushion compress at all because it's like on the side here. So like you're never gonna go like this because you have this caging and you have this foam here, like around the midsole. It's basically caging the Air Max, so you can't really like feel it anyway. So I don't think there's really any point in the Air Max. And to me, I believe it's more of just like an aesthetic choice. The cushion is very high up off the ground. It reminds me of the 720 a lot. So if you want to be like 2 to 3 inches taller, then definitely go ahead and get this shoe. The only impressive thing about this cushioning is this foam. This foam is incredible. But the Air Max, don't really expect anything too much. It says 2090 here on the insole. And if you take away the insole, it's just the regular strobo board. Nothing special there. There's basically 2 layers of material. So underneath everything you have this tongue, and this tongue is connected to a material that feels like a neoprene, and that acts like an inner booty, which literally goes around the entire length of the shoe. And then you have this translucent material that reminds me of the Element 57, I believe. It's super thin. It's basically just plastic threads that are, I think, woven together, and I really like it. Like this entire upper, even though there's 2 materials, it's super thin. It's very soft. It conforms to your foot very well. And you have a little bit of fuse here in the toe area for extra added durability. And on both the lateral and medial side, there is a synthetic leather material. And this synthetic leather is not very nice. And then there's only one swoosh on the shoe. There's a swoosh that's printed onto this plastic material on the lateral side, but then there's no swoosh on the medial side. And then there's like this little hole on the tongue, which helps you grab the tongue a little bit easier while you're putting on the shoe. But then like this hole is very small and narrow, so you can't really put your entire finger through this. But you know, I guess it helps a little bit. You have a lace loop with a little bit of 3M on it, so if you're walking around or running around at night, I guess cars or people can see you a little bit easier. And then here on the back, you have a ribbed plastic again, and it says Air with a Nike swoosh on it. And basically throughout the entire upper, in the midfoot and in the forefoot, it's super duper thin. The only type of foam that you're getting from this upper is here in the ankle area, and it's basically just on top. You know, like on top of the Achilles a little bit. On the bottom and on the sides, there's absolutely no padding. So that feels pretty nice on the Achilles. But if you wanted something like very cozy and very comfortable, then you're not gonna get it from this shoe. It's more just like a very minimal type of feel. This shoe is really easy to put on. You spread open the tongue, you just slide your foot in really easily. It's easy to take off as well, which I think is very important, especially for just a casual shoe for me. And then on the upper, you have a lot of exposed stitching, like here on the synthetic leather, here where the eyelets are. And I think Nike was going for more of that DIY look. As far as the weight goes, I believe this is gonna be super light, you know, probably around 12 ounces, 12.03 ounces. So I mean, it is light, but for a casual shoe, a casual runner, especially comparing it to the Epic Reacts, it's pretty heavy. You know, the Epic Reacts, I believe, were like 8 to 9 ounces. You just feel high up off the ground and you feel like there's a lot of stuff underneath your foot, you know, kind of like Vans. As far as the ventilation goes, it's very nice. The material is super thin and allows for a lot of airflow actually. Moving on to the fit, I went true to size and it fits me very well. Lengthwise, I was good. Width-wise though, it is slightly narrow and it's pretty damn snug here in the toe area. So if you don't like to have a snug fit or you have a wide foot, go up half a size or maybe even a full size. Aesthetically, I mean, it's not bad, but for me, I don't really like this ribbed plastic here on the back, especially here on the caging. So that looks kind of weird, but everything else, it's not bad. Tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So the Air Max 2090, right when I saw it, I was like, yeah, that Air Max is going to be a little bit of a gimmick. And it definitely is, but you know, that's how Air Max usually is, you know, like in the Air Max 90 and you know, like in like the Jordan 3, the Air Bubble, you don't really never feel it. It's more just like an aesthetic look, so it's not even a huge deal. But then I really like the foam edition. That's super comfortable, and the materials that they're using are very modern, especially with this translucent TPU material. So yeah, if you want a very minimal upper with very comfortable cushioning from the foam and you're expecting not to feel the air bubble like at all, then this is a great shoe to get. 150 bucks. Again, if you guys want a cop, I'll leave a link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.